We like to build up all the anticipation.
Wait for it.
Let's say hypothetically that I don't know anything about fly fishing.
Yeah, right?
It was like this instant 8-way man crush.
I'm on the fence.
The time we've been doing this podcast, I've never seen Uncle Buck perk up his butt. It's dolphin procreation. Like you just flipped up out of your chair.
Yeah, he just blew out his blowhole.
What are you talking about?
And that's pretty much my dream coming true is to actually meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the humblest guy I know.
Work and do trade shows in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You meet some pretty wild guys.
You blew it! I'm the worst PR person ever. Fire me.
All right, guys, you are back in the current. That's right. This is Rut and River Pursuits podcast. Wrote a song about it. I like to hear it. Here, go.
You're back in the current.
We're just joshing you guys. Just fooling you.
We caught up on some old In Living Color, so we're all jacked up about that.
Stevie got us going, playing some
That
of
guy's
stuff.
funny.
It's good stuff, buddy.
It is good stuff.
I was always a little partial to Fire Marshal Bill, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, we are officially neck deep in the current, fellas. It's happening.
We are.
So let's go around the table here. I'm Ryan.
This is Dave.
I'm Steve.
I'm Will.
It's Uncle Buck.
Gentlemen.
And I'm Deaky.
And I'm Deaky. I heard a couple names I haven't heard in a little while. Stevie.
1 week.
And Uncle Buck.
It's been like
1 week.
Like you said before, a month of Thursdays.
Yeah. And I didn't appreciate the comments made on my
I heard you turned 18, bud.
I turned 27 last year.
That's right.
Last week. Whenever.
What'd you think of all that talk?
I laughed a lot.
That's good.
I laughed a lot. But no, you described the event at the boat launch fairly accurately.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
With the game warden. I didn't buy it. I wasn't buying it. But you pulled the wool over his eyes, so.
You know what? I almost
You pulled him aside and you're like, you want to check out again?
Double check that, boss, because I'm not
I don't trust that life jacket.
he sewed that Coast Guard approved little thing on.
Make him put it on. Make him put it on and jump in the water.
Make him pull the
cord.
See if it works.
I looked at those PFDs.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure that they were legal, so I didn't buy one.
Well, now you know.
Now I know I could get away with it.
No, they're legit.
So do you wear that the whole time? Like it's just a belt.
It's like a fanny pack.
It's a small fanny pack.
Can you put anything in it? Just
I don't know. It probably,
you have to open it up first.
There might be. I think there might be like one little pouch. Like I don't know what.
Like after
you can put your keys in.
Maybe like 2 pieces of jerky or something.
Hey, it's better than no pieces of jerky.
Right.
But then do you still have to like put it around your head after it deploys?
It's like an inner tube. Like the
really?
No.
It turns into a dinosaur.
the big pool swan.
Yeah.
You see Will.
Hello, swan.
You pull the cord and it turns into a swan.
Stop it.
I'm alive. That's what that means. When you see the swan, the bathing swan, that means I'm alive. and well, I'm thriving.
Oh my!
Not just surviving. He's thriving. I like it.
Everyone else is in peril, not me.
They're not like water activated though, are they? Like you have
some of them are.
No,
it's a ripcord.
Yeah, there's a cord.
Okay. That one's not automatic.
And if I understand though what you're using though, there's a CO2 cartridge that's in there. So when you pull the cord, you're actually popping the CO2 cartridge, and that's what's filling the thing with air.
I think
and
that
it is
expires.
U.S. Coast Guard approved.
I think that expires after a while, doesn't it?
The tank?
I'm sure.
That's like expiration date on meat. It's just a recommendation.
Oh.
Or is it
You're
like
good, bud. Don't even bother checking it. I'm sure it's fine.
The expiration date that kills me for safety equipment is flares. Like, and they will bust you for boating with a expired flare. Maryland requires.
Are you saying because you got busted?
No, I didn't, but I've been worried about it. Like it's always because I know somebody who was.
You better hope.
It's because it's really tough to figure out which of the 8 boats he's got, which year the flares are on each of the 8 boats.
Is it the Marburg boat? Is it the Bay boat? Could be the Pinchot John boat.
The river jet ski, river Alaska runner.
halibut boat.
Yeah. It's got to be a significant sized boat, though, I think, to require a flare. Right?
My main lobster boat.
I'm pretty sure, like any from Maryland, it's Maryland, and I'm going to for this rule
for the Bay.
It's any boat. Like it doesn't matter if it's your 16-foot John boat. You need a flare.
Really?
Yeah. Because of duck hunting, like we were questioned, where's your flares? Are they expired? Are they like they checked? They wanted to look at the date of the flare while we were duck hunting in Maryland.
Do you think they're like in cahoots with the flare companies down there?
I just
Probably.
don't.
It's a knee-jerk reaction by the big flare company.
Big flares getting in tight with the
Ric Flair Company.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh my!
But
well, my woo is expired. I'll promise you that.
I hope they never check us for flares when I'm on your boat. They'll have you.
Yeah, it's the captains.
You'll be paying the fine.
So, I mean, I hate to ask you this, but is the 24-inch barrel on your flare, or is the 36-inch barrel?
Is it a flare gun you have to have, or just regular hand?
I have a flare gun.
Do you?
But I forget if it just a regular flare counts. I forget what the rule. Like I know I took the gun because it would be above and beyond.
Funner.
Yeah, right. Like, and what do you do with an expired flare gun? You shoot it at each other. From a distance.
I wouldn't.
We wouldn't recommend it.
You shoot it and you're like, I'm not in danger.
It's expired. Ignore it.
You definitely don't shoot those off into the air. You shoot those across some land. You know.
Smokey the Bear pops out. He's like, "Hey, only you can prevent forest fires."
You shoot that across the ground during a drought in high winds. Oh, sure, good idea.
I can see this going well.
Yeah, we're just gonna have like hate mail about everything we did wrong.
Point being,
past 10 minutes.
If you're boating in Pennsylvania and it's the non-swimming months, not only do you have to have a PFD in your possession, it has to be worn.
You gotta have it.
Warn you.
Yeah.
But there's
Gotta
the
be
polar bear swim in January. So is that a swimming month?
You're not on a boat.
No, the swimming months as prescribed, I think is the right word, by the Fish and Boat.
It's like November to April.
To the end of April, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so starting in May, you just have to have one on the boat.
Yeah.
And the boat up to
under
including
16
kayak.
foot.
Yes.
Yeah, if in those November to April over 16 foot, you just have to have them on the boat. You don't have to be wearing them.
Right.
Yeah. Very good.
But
And
don't
that
take
was
our
your-
word for it.
Make sure you read your local regulations.
Yeah. We're not going to.
We're not a trustworthy source.
Yeah, don't count on us for.
All things said here and in the podcast are no longer held liable.
Ricky Bobby.
There we go.
So, what else did you enjoy about last week's podcast?
Eating cake and listening
I have
to
to
it.
ask the question.
Yes, sir.
Did you see your cousin in peril? Like, did you see him?
No, so I was.
scrambling?
Hook deep.
Here's what happened.
Right.
I was catching fish.
When he got his purple
and
treble.
Will said he was hurt, and I just kept catching fish.
So he was. I lost track of. I mean, I lost track of time.
He was screaming
fishing.
something about going on vacation to Barbados.
There was a lot of boats on the lake that morning,
Right.
and I was fishing, and he was trolling, and I just happened to glance over in the corner of my eye, and I saw him catch a trout. So I figured, all right,
I'll make a beeline over there and put my line in there.
I'll give him a few minutes to, leave that spot. Then I'm gonna,
Sure.
bust
Where there's
one over
one,
there.
there should be two.
Oh,
right?
anyhow, yeah. But no, so
Big hole.
I'm gonna big hole him. But so I waited a while, and he was trolling around, and I started catching a few fish where I was, and he come over because I need to throw some fish in the cooler, and he showed me the pictures. And I'm like, whoa, that's not good. So it was all done by the time I saw him.
He could have bled out, Stevie.
He could have, but he'd have been fine because he had his
PFD.
He had his PFD.
He would have
All he had
floated.
to
The
do
corpse
was-
would have floated at least.
Yeah, yeah. We would have at least got him home.
Yeah, what if that other treble hook, the one that wasn't jammed up into your finger, what if that would have caught on the PFD while you were going to pull the cord? Then you couldn't pull the cord because it's caught on the PFD and your hand.
Is that one of the straws
But you
you
could
could
have been
like
in trouble.
continuously blow up? So just trying to blow up the
Anyway,
whole time.
sorry.
The flamingo wouldn't have, or what did we say? It was?
Swan, the big white swan.
Yeah, wouldn't have inflated.
Yeah.
Every time you leave your house, you take on some kind of an inherent risk, and
That's true.
So there's a baseline.
Amen.
That's what makes us
I've
the
been
men
saying
we
that
are.
for
We're
years.
adventurous. We're
Yeah.
outgoing.
Yeah.
Guys won't, risk a treble hook to the index finger.
Yeah. I've been back
You're lucky
up.
you have index fingers. I mean,
Still.
If I wouldn't have had an index finger, I wouldn't have had the hook in it.
exactly.
That's deep.
Think about
Right
that.
Yeah. Let that sink
Having
in.
a hard time wrapping my brain around all that.
I don't know if it was clear on the pot. Did you have to push that all the way through and then cut and come back, or did you somehow get that thing to back out?
Just magically fell out.
I ripped it out. I went backwards with it. I ripped it out.
You went the Tread Bardo way,
I was gonna make.
or is there even a good way of? To do
No,
it?
well,
Yeah,
what happened is
I'd say the best way
is
to
if
not
I come
do it.
if I come
It's
through.
just me.
this is true.
I hate to keep talking about it, but like,
Go ahead.
if I come through with it, I still have to like mash the barb and then pull it back out.
Yeah.
Or I can cut. Like
Now you're out of perfectly good treble.
I just ruined my treble either way. So I did my.
Those hooks could be upgraded. We all know that.
They can be, but I just did my darnest to keep it legit.
I think you did the right thing.
That's
Yeah.
the best and it worked for me. It took a little.
Better you than me, bud. I've seen that situation and don't want to be in it. I've seen it with like big hooks on a pier, fishing pier, like saltwater pier.
Yeah.
Oh, in a guy's elbow. Oh, I mean, it was down, like it was in, like past, like.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh man.
I can't. I
See,
can't
I'm okay
take
with
that.
it as long as it's not in me.
Yeah.
I can look at it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
A million scenarios. What I mean?
They asked
go
me for
through your
help,
head.
and I just told them go to the hospital. Like I'm not helping you.
Yeah, you're like, I minored in music business. I'm not the guy to help you.
I gave them some pliers though, and said, "Go ahead if you want."
Have at it.
I'm gonna get back to fishing.
Should you at least like show up like a Saint Bernard, like they were talking about, Deke, when you handed him the pliers?
Some, like, whiskey.
Yeah,
Here's
a barrel of whiskey under your neck, dude.
Here's a nipper.
I keep this cheap tequila just for instances like this.
Did you get your pliers back?
Yeah.
You did.
They actually pulled the hook through on that fishing pier.
Yeah.
They went the whole way through
Really?
and snipped it.
Yeah.
You got to go.
There's some pretty crazy videos out there of people doing that. I mean, you ought to know how to do it.
Yeah.
If it ever happens to you.
Otherwise, you're just packing up and you're gingerly going to the hospital. And
Yeah.
that's not me. I'm there enough.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
For work.
I've seen you do a lot of things in a lot of ways. Gingerly has never been one of them.
Right? Unless I'm making a
Red-headed.
house
But
at Christmas time.
in all seriousness, though, are you up to date on
Ginger.
your tetanus? Bro, are you up to date on your tetanus, though, bud?
No. I don't know, bud. I work at the hospital. They push me all
Is
the
that
time.
jaw getting stiff at all lately?
He'll play
lock
ping
jaw.
pong. He said he'll play ping pong, but he's just not big on tennis.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I used to play tennis whenever
on Nintendo.
Yeah.
on Nintendo.
On your Game Boy.
The Game Boy was the best.
What? I thought that was just a podcast term.
So Stevie was gone last week because it was his birthday.
Yeah.
He had some other things to attend to, and we appreciate that, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you.
We missed you, of course, and everyone wished you the happy birthday while you were
did.
out.
Thank you.
So Uncle Buck,
Yes, sir.
what's going on with you, buddy? Why did we miss you?
I've been a bit under the weather the
Diver
last week.
bucculitis.
all respect to the waterfowl call company, but my grit pack was all messed up.
I bet.
So and I was all gupped up on the antibiotics, and we saw what happened last time a podcaster got behind the mic with antibiotics.
Oh
on
man,
board.
it's not good.
No, it was not good. Now it's
Stay
you,
home.
Stevie.
I think this is like works hard, elevated stress for you, different things like that. I mean,
Winter's been 6 months.
Yeah, you got things going on, man. You got to slow her down.
Burning it both. I learned something though after missing
that?
last week. If you're going to miss any week, miss the week that Stevie misses too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it seems like Stevie got a lot more negative attention and ribbing and teasing.
I guess.
And
you
did.
skated.
And I more than
That's what
skated, I got love
I'll be
from
honest,
you guys.
Bucky.
And I mean, you guys put a tear to my eye in both episodes.
Well, that's good. I mean, that was intentional, of course, but I think you only skated because it was Steve's birthday.
Okay. Thanks, Stevie.
Just wait till it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom Miser.
Yeah, thank your mom and dad for me.
I'll let them know. But you just wait till it's your birthday, and I'll be here. You'll get it.
So that's why you just don't say when your birthday is.
We know, bud. We're all on Facebook.
Old Deke.
We recorded a podcast, and you guys didn't know it was my birthday the next day. I
Deekly.
slipped right by it.
Oh, we knew.
We knew,
were
Deaky.
good.
We just
You were still new.
We ignored you.
Yes.
It's not going to happen again.
Yeah. We got the Deaky fever now.
Did you guys see Stevie's cake?
That was,
Yeah, that was
awesome.
impressive.
I was thinking about requesting one of those. Can your wife make another one?
Oh yeah, she's
Only for
good at
40th
that.
birthdays.
Yeah.
She did a great job on those figures.
14th?
44.
Get one for my son made up.
'Maybe.
14th.
14th. Yeah, she's really good at that. I don't know
It was
if
impressive.
I posted. Did we put pictures of that on there?
Oh yeah,
Thing looks just like you.
I can't.
I don't think we did. We should.
We'll post
Yeah,
one.
I can't remember.
It
this
might be
week's
that-
been a
I was going to
blur.
say it might be the cover of this
Might be the
episode.
cover.
I was on antibiotics 4 weeks ago. I can't remember. Yeah.
But it was beautiful. It's like Stevie in a kayak or this Stevie-like figure.
She asked
That
me.
totally resembled you, bud.
She asked me a few weeks
Your
ago.
beard
"What's
was a
your-
little darker than I'm
What's your
used to.
3 favorite fish to catch? And I
Striper,
said,
bass, and trout.
yeah. And
we're back to the invitations.
that was, and
Yeah, he nailed it.
no, really, that was my recording of me saying it, and we played it back. But no, and I told her, like,
He gets really excited when he talks to his wife and goes up a couple octaves.
But yeah, so that was why she asked. I thought it was an odd question to ask, but
Black drum, red drum,
silver drum.
and trout.
Yeah, we can move on.
White perch,
Well,
trout, chopped tank catfish.
I actually think
What do you think, Ryan?
I want to give a public service announcement to
And
all
that
of our
is?
listeners to talk a little bit about mouth calls for turkey season. Since
Okay.
we're right in the heart of
People that are
Thanksgiving.
latex sensitive.
Well, no,
It's like a public service.
Is there a lambskin one or what?
No, listen. I want to be honest for a second. I mean, we talked about Phil being under the weather for a little while.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you. On Monday and Tuesday of this week, I honestly didn't think I was going to be here tonight recording. And
Why
I
is that?
thought I was coming down with some sort of Dengue fever or something. Like
you were.
I thought it was bad. And Will heard me on Monday night.
I got out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I was
Dengue
afraid.
Like
fever.
Lysol everything as you walk
Behengi.
out.
Behengi.
Behengi fever.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
bad.
that
You don't
sounds
want to know
terrible.
about it. But
Just don't get it.
I basically
Say it 3 times and you get it.
So here's what I
don't-
did. I followed my steps
won't.
backwards to figure out what the heck happened. Because nobody else in my house is really under the weather. Like,
Yeah.
where did it come from? Here's the deal. Middle of the week last week, I was prepping all my turkey gear.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting everything ready.
Mm-hmm.
I found all the mouth calls that I've been using last season.
Uh-huh.
and they've been basically sitting in a Rubbermaid bin.
Yeah.
In
Listerine
little
bath.
plastic containers. And what I did was I took them to work and I gave them a Listerine bath. Yes.
Why did you have to do that at work? Sorry, I'm hung
Perhaps some Banaka?
Did you get free Listerine at work? Or what?
No, right down like 2 blocks from my building is the Rite Aid.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
So-
I was kind of.
Yeah, I was having trouble putting that together. Like, you guys have like totes of Listerine at work, and you were going to steal it or something.
See, the bathroom has free Listerine, so I just figured I'd fill up some Dixie
there's a
cups.
Rite Aid.
I
right
was
next to
going
my
to give
building.
you some Tupperware to take in for me.
There's a Rite Aid next to my building, and I had a piece of Tupperware at my desk at work. So, like, I was like, oh, all the ingredients
Give
are
me
right
some
there.
of that free Listerine.
Anyway, point is, Listerine,
Yeah.
gentlemen and listeners, Listerine is antiseptic.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
won't
yeah.
kill bacteria.
It doesn't like
So while my
septics.
mouth calls tasted fantastic,
I'll
all
bet
of
you
the
got a buzz.
bacteria that had been in there, I must have I had like a bacterial infection basically in my upper chest.
Did you just give them some like the bacteria, some extra juice of peppermint and?
I thought it kills bacteria.
I thought it was supposed to kill stuff
It's-
in your mouth,
I don't think it did.
but it's alcohol.
No, see, there's a difference. If you go in, if you look at the studies, there's a difference between Listerine, which isn't just an antiseptic, and like ACT, which
Yeah.
3 out of 4 dentists recommend,
Oh, yeah.
which will actually kill bacteria. There's something going on there. So my point is,
Do you guys have ACT
throw
at work?
away your old throw away your old mouth calls and buy new ones for Christ's sake. Because the way I felt for 3 days was not worth the $15 I would have spent to
So you
buy a couple
think
new mouth
this
calls.
Man,
this stuff was hanging
$15.
around since last year? Like the Dengue fever
It was
has been
just-
on your mouth calls for a year?
It just was fermenting
It's just
in the-
nasty
in the box.
bacteria
Really?
that was growing.
Bucky, in your expert medical opinion, will the Dengue fever stay alive on a mouth call for a year?
While I'm not a hanging fever expert,
You dabbled in it in
I've
college?
He knows
dabbled
more
in
about
some
it than anyone at this table.
epidemiology.
All right,
and,
talk to me. Is
you
there any
dipped your
validity
toe
to
in it.
this?
No, I
This
think there's
theory?
some validity there. I mean, it's been in your mouth, and if viruses and bacteria can survive dormant in inhospitable places for millennia,
Right.
I think
which
what's
is
the-
more than a year.
what's a year kept in a dark, fairly warm place, it's going to grow something.
I don't know. If you antiseptic it,
I gave him and here I went as far as to I purchased these fancy like toothpick things.
what were you? I mean, did you?
Or you
Did you
you
work
had
that day at
bacteria
all?
in the Tupperware bowl that you used
Yeah.
that passed it to
Yeah.
Oh, that's more like
That's
it.
more like it. If you antiseptic the turkey calls, you probably passed it on to whatever. Once you antiseptic it, it's now a tabula rasa.
Right.
It's a
Oh,
blank
yeah.
slate for whatever
For more
wants to
bacteria.
crow on it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
assuming
So if I
all
put them
this
back
medical
in the-
jargon from experts is correct.
All right, now hold on a second.
Trust me.
So if I take these tabula rosas that I just created
Yeah.
and I put them back
Latin,
into
it's gotta be medicine.
the turkey call little mouth.
Well, you
called
just cross-contaminated it, bud. That's the classic.
That's where it came
ovale.
from.
Yeah.
I didn't. So I can't antiseptic the call case. Is that what the problem was?
I don't know.
That's
It's just-
exactly
it's
what
just-
the problem was.
It's just hard to pinpoint
It's
where
not
you.
hard. That's the classic call cross-contamination
Conundrum.
conundrum. We hear about this every year.
You're just another statistic.
Stevie wrote a white paper on it about 3 years back.
I did. It was my
So
I
classic call conundrum.
classic call.
Cross-contaminating conundrum.
The quad C's, we call it. The best.
So from your expert opinions, I'd have been better off just buying maybe 2-3 new mouth calls.
Just like a piece of gum or something. Chewing gum.
Well, either way, I'm glad you're better and you can
Thank
speak
you.
still.
Can somebody help me understand?
Hang on. Trident or Bubblicious.
Big league.
Big League Chew?
Big League Chew.
I got 3 pouches. Strawberry.
Hit that call.
The grape was awesome too.
What type of calls do you make with a mouth call? So like what type
Long
of
distance or international or
pick up the phone, it's long distance.
There are actually people who can do everything
Really?
from like a tree yelp, which is just a real soft, just all the way up to guys like dudes can gobble
with the same call. From a yelp to a gobble with a mouth call.
Yeah.
Really?
When we should get you to try to watch the call competition at the Great American Outdoor Show.
I don't know if we'll have time for that, but that sounds great.
Because the guys get into it.
I can allow like 2 dudes to peel off, but I can't.
Oh yeah,
not
right.
the
I'm
whole
sure you
team.
will. Yeah, Phil, write that down.
I actually prefer to use a mouth call in Pennsylvania woods. I'll use the mouth call in the mornings, like first thing in the morning, to do the soft tree yelps and stuff like that when you're trying not to be really loud.
Yeah.
And then I'll put them away unless I actually am working a gobbler. Like if I've got a bird that's
You always say that.
No, but if I've got a bird that's responding to calls,
yeah,
I will break the mouth call back out because I can add inflection to it. Like there's something more personal with the mouth call. Like you can add inflection and you can adjust your calling on the spot. Like if I'm running a slate or some other kind of friction call, that's it. And you can adjust the way you're holding the striker.
What if you change strikers?
You can change strikers, but there's still only so much you can do, and there's a lot of movement involved there.
Yeah.
Where with the mouth call in, and as he gets closer and closer and closer, it takes a lot of skill, in my opinion, to be able to softly purr on a friction call versus just going. I can do that with the mouth call in when I actually have a call in. I could do that. You wouldn't know that it's happening.
Right.
And neither would the gobbler until I shoot him in the face.
Right.
Boom.
Just saying. Sorry. Anyway.
No.
Got it.
Cool.
I've digressed.
I thought we were saying bam
Timely.
now.
It's a
Is
timely,
it Bam?
Bam instead of boom.
timely tangent.
Unless we shifted since last week.
I'll take it.
T-square.
Noted. Bam.
Bam.
Deke, what's this picture I saw you? I'm sorry. Deaky, what's this picture?
Yeah, get it right.
What's this picture? So you send us this picture of this empty trailer
Yeah.
this week. And
So,
with just the caption, guess what day it is or something like that.
So
What was
Pop's-
going on?
Pop's pontoon is in the water for the season.
Which one?
Just the only
Is
like
that
his,
the bay? That's not the one at the bay.
It's his pontoon boat that stays at Lake Marburg.
So you have a pontoon
I
boat.
don't have a
He has a pontoon.
There's only one pontoon boat in the family. So, only his. But it's in a slip at Marburg, so be in there till late September.
Anybody get invited to it?
We took it around the lake, make sure everything was good.
Well, the fish might not have been biting. We don't want to
it
waste
slipped
anybody's
Deaky's mind.
time.
We had somewhere to be.
Did you?
Yeah, so it's just
Down in Delaware with the bay boat.
that's this weekend.
Are there engine restrictions on Marburg?
Yes, 20 horsepower.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can still scoot around there pretty good.
Depends.
Yeah.
It's all weight to horsepower ratio.
Physics, bud.
Always comes back to that.
Yeah. So I mean, like the 24-foot pontoon boat with a 20 horsepower.
How big is this pontoon boat?
It's 24 foot.
24.
You can only have about 2 friends on there with
Yeah,
you, too.
I mean, there's not a lot of room.
Jeez,
guys.
Lou.
That's why, guys.
What is the person capacity on that?
6 or 8. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Always more than
I
that.
guess 8.
I don't know. There's been a lot of people on it, like because my mom's side has some family gatherings out at the lake, and they'll take people on rides.
Is it like 1,000 pounds per
Maybe
foot
we
or
should have
something
your
like
mom's
that?
side on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's that much, but
Whenever she wants to be.
But no,
On a bus.
I'm looking forward to trying. Since we tried the tactic of trolling out at Pinchot,
Yeah.
we're gonna go out. We're definitely going out
Yeah.
and trying that at Marburg.
do you have a
guys will
trolling
definitely
motor
get
on that? Or
no.
So you think we can troll with the?
Yeah, it's a 4-stroke, so you can go pretty slow.
Yeah.
Troll with those nightcrawler harnesses there. You'll catch some.
Yeah.
You'll catch the walleye out of Marburg.
Yeah, so there's some muskie in there too. I've seen guys
Yeah.
hauling some muskie out there. I've never targeted them, but it's always out there. So,
Yeah. We got to try that again. That was fun.
yeah.
That was fun. I got back up to Cowan's Gap.
Did you?
I'm loving that lake. I don't know what it is, but I'm really Really loving it. And I'm loving kayak fishing this year. And you know what else I'm loving? 2-pound line.
Are you using some 2 pound?
2 pound. Yeah. I don't know why.
6.
but- No, 2.
You're not getting your heart broke.
No. It's set your drag. It's set your drag and use use a rod that's designed.
I
to
think it
go
would
for
be
2
weird
pound.
to have a trout spool you.
It would, but
It'd be pretty awesome.
it would be pretty awesome. And I was throwing like a 1/4 ounce spoon, with that even. So
Wow.
yeah, that's been try 2 pound line if you've never tried it. It is tough to tie knots with, but
That's why you don't give it to your friends.
I know it.
You just you take on the burden yourself of trying to get a knot in it.
Yeah, but kayak fish. I wish I would have got into that a long time ago because I'm really digging it.
I hit up a spot in southern York County on Saturday. Not that many people out. There's still some holdover fish.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful morning.
Yeah,
But,
it was.
and I think they stock some like undersized fingerlings in this stream, like the one Isaac Walton League
For the
spot.
Eagles?
I think that's what's going to happen. Yes.
$6 Eagle feeding stamp. Thank you very much.
Those were stocked by the Isaac Walton League. Those undersized ones. But that Isaac Walton League stocks like continuously through May in that area.
Is that a club?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't pay for that with your? Well, you might have.
I've donated I didn't see the guy this year when I've been down there, but it's like $10 to donate a patch for the
that's
patch,
cool.
so you can kind of help their hatchery and everything else
Yeah.
continue to grow. But it was beautiful out. Tough fishing, higher water.
Yeah.
Well, especially on small streams, a little bit of rain made it go up pretty significant.
Yeah.
Muddy, but it was still great. It was.
I
beautiful
don't know
out.
how those little clubs do it on $10, $15.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't.
They know how to stretch a budget.
that's not their member fees for that club is not $10, but you can donate $10 towards the fish hatchery program.
Right.
Do they?
But still, that's
Fiscal responsibility.
Do they call that the patch the hatch?
I thought that was a fish term we made up.
but
Hatch
no,
the hatch.
I couldn't lay off that one. Sorry, guys.
Well, don't be surprised if they
But
come out with that next year.
Yeah.
the thing of it was when I was leaving and I was going down a stretch of road, there comes a pickup truck with a trailer that was stocking all the area.
Oh,
again.
no kidding.
Yeah, so they were just
Like,
out.
now you come out.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's
Thanks
10
a lot,
o'clock.
buddy.
I'm done, guys. When you're catching smaller fish, I don't like to keep them. I mean, you're perfectly legal too. But I know that area, so I kind of like to be able to fish there a while. So kind of just.
It's still fun to catch.
Yeah, I mean,
those
first
small
weekend
fish.
I'll keep some fish to eat, but then maybe later if I'm out again and haven't had trout for a couple weeks, then maybe I'll keep 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Something else I did the other day,
Yeah.
I filled a bucket
With Listerine.
with maybe
Tupperware.
But you already
$50
talked about
worth
this.
of red wigglers.
Did you?
Yeah.
$50.
I'll bet you, because aren't they like $6 a dozen or something?
I don't
if you
think
buy them
so.
No, it is. At Rutter's, it was 18 of them for like $5.
Yes. So maybe 18.
Did your ship come in?
I think it did.
Jeez.
It showed up. It showed up in my front yard. We every morning we go out and play with our German Shepherd and throw frisbees in the front yard. So, what was it? Monday night there was
you
a
put
bunch
the
of
kids to
rain.
work?
Tuesday morning, I woke up and I go outside to throw a frisbee with the dog, and I'm looking around. I'm like, there are giant,
Really?
magnificent.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I didn't know
specimens of night
that.
crawl.
I thought you paid for. The
No.
last couple, it's been so wet.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been everywhere.
No, I just actually just walked around and picked them
Yeah, yeah.
I was picturing the whole you can buy them from Cabela's on the 5,000 count box
Yeah.
of worms,
No, I must have 300
of free range worms.
free range
Free range.
night crawl
Organic
that we picked up.
Yeah.
You take those to the farmer's market and get double the price.
That's what I'm hoping to do.
Oh, fish will bite
Turn-
twice on
I'm gonna
those.
turn this around.
My son my youngest son told me he wanted to start a worm farm, so I was
What's
looking
it
into
called?
that.
Yeah.
We
I
didn't come
got
up with
worms.
it's called I Got Worms.
I had those ones. It was bad.
I'll be on antibiotics again.
A worm farm.
And I totally lost my train of thought. No. So I was looking up, how to start a worm farm, and you can buy them pretty cheap, thousands of them, and they triple in quantity. They reproduce pretty quick. So
A couple guys I went to high school with, their family, like, main income was a worm farm. I think it was Uncle Jim's Worms. It was, I think
they make
and now he branched off from his dad and has a facility in Florida, and that's their full-time job.
He does those mealworms. We don't talk to him.
He's falling out.
He's been dewormed.
He's that wax wormer.
He's going to night
Worm
crawlers,
mills.
staying up on.
Yeah, I don't buy mine from worm mills.
They're cruel.
No, I mean, like, there's an industry
I
for
go straight
worms.
to no-kill worm shelters.
I don't know. We should go too deep into this worm situation here.
No
but-
kill worm shelters. They're the ones that need the most
The
help.
Robins are always protesting that one.
Yes, they are.
You can use them to make compost.
Yeah,
so like
you
it's-
harvest the worm castings, and it's like a beautiful.
it
makes your
pounds
tomatoes.
and pounds of compost every day you get from worms.
Yeah.
And it just seems like the perfect business, If
Worm casting.
if it doesn't,
Boy, if you want to go to college, you got to tend to those worms.
Sounds like we got a new podcast.
like, what do you do in the winter though? That's what I told my son. We'll do this, but in the
You
winter
gotta
we're
put
gonna have
heating
to.
blankets.
You're
I ain't-
listening to
I'm not
PA
paying to heat no
Wormcast.
worms.
I've got the worms.
I wasn't sure how to bring this up, but Stevie talked to me about this worm farm idea
Yeah.
of his, and he told me if I get 5 people to
He told me the same thing. I need to get 5 people to sign up too.
You get 5 people under you.
Worm of the month.
I'll give you 10% of the profits.
this worm pyramid.
It's a worm pyramid.
It's an MLM.
At the top-
it's not a pyramid.
The
It's an
top
MLM.
wormer gets a pro staff jersey.
When do we get a
top
trip to
wormer.
Mexico?
Oh, this
What,
just
that's
Sorry
the
about
thing.
that.
No.
We're gonna get hate letters now.
All the
Worm farmers of America.
all these. What is it?
All my friends are
What do you call the
millionaires.
marketers?
What about yours?
The what?
What kind of marketing is it?
multi-level marketing.
MLM.
Yeah. We'll get letters from them. Sorry, guys.
No, there is. It seems like it could be, in all honesty,
Legit.
a legit business. But like, it's cold.
The thing
6
is-
months out of the year here. So
Everybody knows 2 people. Right?
Well, the thing is, I think what's more difficult, Stevie, is finding your own
Niche.
area. Like, you could try to start your worm farm,
yeah,
but you might get some knocks on the door in the middle of the night, like, I hear you're growing worms.
You got to watch
You know,
out for
this
the
is-
worm office.
And you're not paying the vig on the worms.
You know,
Oh, my
I grow worms here too. It's kind of my area. That's what I envision being more of a problem.
you think so?
Yeah.
I need like some kind of
It's a cutthroat business. But
When we were in
bomb
Florida,
shelter to grow my worms.
when we were in Florida, what did we run into? Do you remember?
The housing police.
Give me a hint.
Missouri minnows.
Oh yeah, Missouri minnows. Yeah,
like
really?
they were out.
they were fresh out.
Yeah, we had a hard time. We're still not sure what they are.
Are they like different than mummy chugs and like silvers? Like
Absolutely, they're different.
What's a mummy chug?
it's a species of
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's nothing like the mummy chug.
It is.
You make some hair tonic out of those or something?
Am I saying it wrong, or are you guys?
They're completely the Missouri minnow and the mummy chug are like the same.
Draxus anaphylaxis
Yeah.
species, right? In the Hemididae
They're the same family. They're in the fish family, but that's as far as it goes. But no, yeah, we couldn't find.
What philo would we find that under?
Mummy chug.
Mummy.
Mummy chug. I'll take me mummy chug. Oh.
What are you looking up, Deaky?
I can't even say the species name of it.
Stickleback.
They suck.
Am I saying that right? Mummy chug, right?
Killfish.
What's the last time they came out with
You've been
that?
very killfish this whole episode.
Mummy chog.
Chog?
Chug. Sorry,
What
I'm saying
is it?
chug.
I don't. Mommy Chug just sounded great.
So yeah, so I'm looking to start a worm farm.
Okay.
Very very small, just a family run business here.
Yeah.
To get started.
Get a college fund going, you know.
Yeah.
It looks like a pickerel, chain pickerel, only miniature.
Circle muskie.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
It's a Mummy Chug.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought it looked like a mud minnow.
I mean, how do you do like a minnow farm?
You just get a bunch of tanks and
Tanks, or would you do just like
No,
a
I
little?
think, don't you go net them and then like tank them to sell them? I think it's a
guess.
harvest.
Yeah, I think you just do like a little pond or something.
you get a bunch of those traps with jam
Put
bread
some
in
dog
it.
food in it.
Yeah.
Dog food, yeah.
I heard a stick of gum.
A stick of gum?
would
Like a
work.
whole stick?
They're-
Or the,
like-
they
a
don't
piece of-
care about their breath.
Of Wrigley Spearmint. I read it in Field and Stream. I've never
Just don't
tried
put
it. but
Listerine in there.
read that a stick of
Flushes
gum,
right down the
and that way it won't
Ryan could get that for you
float
from
away
work.
or flake off.
when,
and it
like when I was
stays
in
the
when I was in
trap.
college, we did a minnow survey of the Rehoboth Bay for
Go on.
something. But yeah, we used dog food for all of our traps. So
Why
Old
would a
Roy.
music business major do a
That's
minnow
interesting.
survey?
I was also an environmental studies major.
that's
My
right.
mate, like that was a minor in
Okay.
music business.
Okay.
Which I didn't finish. So
You didn't?
I was like an internship away from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you
You ever think of going back?
No.
absolutely.
I don't blame you, bud.
3 more credits.
Oh, man.
MP3s
That'd be the...
was the downfall of Deke's Minor.
That Napster. I went to college after Napster, by the way.
So is it time? Is it time for the Better the Hunt topic?
Oh, we could hit the topic.
The BTHTH.
Yeah.
Better the Hunt topic hat.
All right.
Are you shaking that
Well,
topic hat?
guess what? The topic hat's a shaking.
It's a shaking.
It's a shaking.
Now, don't forget, you can email us your topic that we could place in it. Or you,
Yeah, absolutely.
so make sure you
Please
do that.
do.
If you have something you want us to talk about, and
Let-
maybe
Our
draw-
social media is open 24 hours a day,
exactly
It's true.
7 days a week.
that
Absolutely.
website does not go down.
And I'll tell you what, while the topic hat's a shaking, let me just tell you guys,
Who
go
gets to
over
draw it out
to
this week?
betterthehunt.com.
Deaky.
Check out the sweetness that is this hat in particular.
It is a pretty nice
It is a
hat.
good looking
Is
hat.
that a
And
flex
check out
fit?
all the cool products that they've got over at betterthehunt.com.
Betterthehunt.com.
It's what they do. DK, why don't you pull us out one?
Get a good one, bud.
Pick a good one.
You know, I'm glad I wasn't here last week because it was the how did you get started in hunting? Mine would have been short.
I'm
Or
still
fishing.
waiting.
I'm still waiting.
What do you got, bub?
Tree stand placement.
Oh, I like to put them on trees.
That's a good-
Next.
About 20 feet up.
As do I.
It's a solid start.
If you'd leave it to me, you just need a step stand to get into it.
I like my back porch. Right out the sliding glass door.
Yeah, I say that because I haven't yet to get into it. I've been in a tree stand, but I haven't placed mine. I've dabbled in the climber that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, so I don't really. I haven't been in that market for a while,
So I'm,
but
I'm assuming this is height. We're talking
is it
height
height
placement,
or is it
location
placing it
placement.
like at a trail.
I would say
at a-
location.
when
I
you
think
place
it's
it.
a combination of things
Okay.
because honestly, the height is going to be more of a personal thing, and I guess
Also,
I'm
limitation of what you buy.
yeah. I guess
If
I'm
you
in
buy
a,
a 15-foot stand, it's
that's it.
yeah.
But I believe I'm probably in the minority as far as our group goes, as
Well-
far as the methods
yeah.
to which I use because I'm probably 80 to 90% hang-on stands.
Okay.
And what about you, DK?
I am 90% climber
Okay.
just because of what I hunt. Well, historically, what I've hunted.
All right. I'm going to stop you guys right there.
Good.
And let's just say hypothetically that I don't know anything about tree stands. So far, we named 3 types of stands.
Right.
The lock-on, climber, and What was the other one?
Ladder.
Then ladder. Yeah, ladder. What other type of stands are there?
There's
Ground blind.
a tripod.
And a tripod.
Okay.
Which I would say is probably equivalent to like a ladder stand.
Yeah.
But those are
Freestanding ladder stand.
freestanding.
Yeah.
ladder
Okay.
stand. Those are the three main categories, right? You've got climbers,
Platform, raised platform.
Those are called tree houses.
Treehouse.
climbers,
Okay.
hang-ons, and ladder stands.
Okay.
Condominium in the sky.
So take 20 seconds and please describe each one of those.
Come on, bud.
So a
Not
ladder,
everybody
So
knows.
so the easy thing, ladder stand. It's a true ladder that's away from the actual trunk of the tree.
Right.
Okay.
It's permanently fixed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's normally one unit. Okay, like they're attached in one. So like
Platform at the top.
So the platform and the ladder are kind of connected.
Okay.
What you've been in.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
Yeah.
know about it.
Yeah.
So
Then you've got the two that are left,
Mm-hmm.
the climbing stand and what we call the hang-on stand.
Right.
So your climber is going to be something that you're putting around the tree at the base, and you are literally climbing,
Shimmying
the
up
tree.
with it.
Right.
yep.
Then your hang-on stand is basically the platform and the seat.
Mm-hmm.
So where your feet go and where your butt goes is one piece,
Right.
and it connects to the tree at whatever height you put it at. Now, there's different ways to get up to it. We could talk about all those different ways, but
Sticks
basically,
or-
there's climbing sticks, there's ladders, there's different sections
Tree
that you
steps.
can put on, tree steps that you can screw in. I know guys that use
All of it's scary.
they use
Sounds
spikes,
complicated.
Yeah.
like
yeah.
linemen,
Lineman's the better
lineman
word.
spikes,
Oh, man.
like
Yeah.
telephone pole climbing things.
Yeah.
And they'll just have a climber on their back, and they go up the tree.
Or they only use two sections of tree sticks.
I did that.
Now those are permanent,
Well, so-
semi-permanent as well. I would imagine. Like you're
No.
not taking it down.
It depends.
Every
Yeah,
It
that's-
depends. A lot of guys will use one of two things. If you're doing a lot of mobile setups or what they call like run and gun type stuff, where
Yeah.
you're going into a new area, you're picking a tree, or you're doing a lot of moving around based on the deer movement.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm hunting a new property, for example, I will scout it out. I'll find pinch points or funnels or just heavy used trails, and I'll hang a stand. I'll try to hunt out of it. If I find that all the deer movement is 50 yards away, I need to move, I'll pack up and move. Now, whether that's with a climber or a hang-on, it's much easier to do than with a ladder stand.
Gotcha.
Agree.
Well, you just got a new stand this past year, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, ladder stand.
Oh, like you got a new ladder stand.
What is it? I'm probably like 40% ground blinds. My math is going to be bad.
You mean 60% ground blinds, 40% tree stands. You're less in tree stand.
I was going to go down the line. I
sorry.
kind of use a bunch of it.
Okay.
So I use ground blinds mostly. Ladder stands would be second. Third would be climbers. And I currently don't have any lock ones, but if friends do, I will use them.
There's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
Right? So the pros for a ladder stand, for example, they're stable, they're there, they're quiet because you put them up in advance. You walk in, you climb up, and you hunt.
Chances are you probably have trail cameras out and stuff like that. Deer have been passing them.
Right.
Like they're just part of the scene.
The landscape.
The con is they're not easily movable.
They're just,
So if you're set up based off of trail cams and actual trails and pinch points and funnels that you found over the summer doing your scouting, and you put this thing up and all of a sudden patterns change for whatever reason, those deer are crossing 50, 60 yards away, it's effort to move those things, right? So now let's talk about the pros of
But a ladder stand would be more used, this is not a finite rule,
fast and hard.
but more so you're going to use a ladder stand for your firearm season because you're going to have it on, like, say, an edge of a field where you can see farther, where you don't have to be right on top of those trails like you would in archery season.
So you're going to place a ladder stand
in advance.
where
Yep.
you know there's a high possibility or high probability of there being
seeing
deer.
something.
Okay. Yes.
And that's where the benefit really comes in for a firearms season.
Gotcha.
Because you can reach out and touch somebody. You don't have to be within 20, 30 yards of the animal.
And they're just kind of more comfortable, so there's longer sits and kind of get set up inside with a rail.
Yep.
Most ladder stands would have a rail, or at least like a shooting.
They're not, and like we say all the time, they're not getting any smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
They're
big.
so comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice.
They're comfortable, but I felt safer in that climber stand
But you're not.
It also depends on the
because I felt like the frame had me.
You're cocooned in there.
Exactly. I felt more secure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ladder stands though that are like that. It was probably the makes and models that you were using.
And don't get me wrong,
from ladder to climber.
The one ladder stand, it's like a couch,
right?
And I think there was I felt like I could be my own worst enemy up there because of the extra room,
Extra space,
moving around, thus giving me more space to fall. Instead of staying still because I have a small area and.
But if that double ladder stand would have had a platform that went all the way back from the ladder all the way back to the tree, and maybe your seat that you were sitting in folded up, and it was also
there's different types and it's mild to wild. It's as of the last 5 years. It's getting.
But the really contentious point when you get in and you start having in-depth conversations with
squirrels,
with archery hunters and rifle hunters about what's better for this or for that, it gets really contentious with the people who are in the camp of, I like to run and gun. The best options for me are climber stands. And the other side of the coin is, no, I'm using lock-ons with the ladder system.
Yeah.
And I think DK and me are on opposite sides of that coin. I like to use hang-ons.
Yeah.
He's a climber guy.
Well, I'm forced,
I don't hunt out of telephone poles.
I'm forced to be a
But he
climber
does.
guy because majority of my hunting is public ground. So I can't put.
I need a new climber.
I can't put the permanent, but the private land I do have to hunt, I do have a lock on.
Right.
I have 2 lock ons in that property.
But if you're using
What climber do you have?
I have a Summit Viper.
I hear nothing but good stuff.
Yeah.
You like it?
You
Yeah,
won't
I
hear
love it.
anything bad about a Summit.
What do you use?
It's hard to find. I have Summit, and I also have a Lone Wolf.
Do you have a Lone Wolf?
Oh, yeah.
How much is it? I'm just kidding.
It's not for sale. It's priceless.
Now, do they still make ladder stands like Catfish with that leveling?
I haven't seen that company in a while. They were a local company.
Old Man.
No.
Or Timber Tall. Those are Timber Talls.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're still around. You can definitely still get them. Bow Hunter Superstore used to sell them.
Yeah, you can find those at yard sales too, like the version like Catfish has. But
all right, so I'm just going to break this
My
down.
problem though is with a climbing stand, and I'll be honest with you. The only time I use a climbing stand anymore.
Don't lie.
All right. The only time that I will use a
I don't
climbing
wanna see your
stand
pants on fire.
is
Spit the hot truth.
is if I've got trees that I've picked out in advance, and basically with the climbing stand, you've got to have a telephone pole.
Yeah, you can't have a branch. Or,
You've got
It has to
0
be
branches from ground. It doesn't have to be straight necessarily. It should be pretty straight. But
I had one with a big bow in it.
you worked around it, didn't you?
It was like a seat. Like you could sit in that.
But no branches,
was
which
fun in the
ultimately to me as an archery hunter primarily means no cover.
Yeah.
From the ground to your hunting height, there's 0 between you and the deer when they come through.
I'm not sure I've seen many. What am I missing there? Because
being out
in the woods.
But I mean, is that hard to
find a straight tree?
A straight tree with no branches?
You would be amazed.
When you need to find a tree going vertical with no deviations, no branches. Did I say that okay?
Yeah, you were great, bud.
Okay.
Perfect. Nailed it.
When you need to find that in the morning, you will not find it. You'll go to okay, here's the trail, here's the pinch point, and you'll go back 5 trees until you find one. Or you'll climb up and you'll be like, oh, this isn't.
I gotta get.
Yeah.
But unless DK is forced to go into a spot in the morning, having done no scouting in advance, I guarantee you he's a lot like me in the fact that he doesn't walk through woods where he isn't constantly scanning the trees for the best place to hang a stand.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where I wanted to go with this, which is honestly, whether it's September and I'm walking in the woods to figure out where to put a stand, or it's January and I'm just walking around late season muzzleloader hunting, I don't look around the woods without thinking that'd be a great spot to hang a stand, or, ooh, look at this. Like, maybe this goes back to that preseason scouting thing or postseason scouting, but I'm always thinking about these kind of things.
Yeah.
And
what
tree
makes
stand
that-
placement's one of those.
What makes that a good tree to besides the physical attributes of the tree for the specific tree stand? What makes you say that's a good spot for a tree? Is it because it's a certain distance away from the choke point in the trail and you're not on top of it and over it, or break that down?
Ideally for me, if I can get into a white oak that has any kind of pine or evergreen that runs right next to it, it's perfect. And if I can be within 30 yards of a heavily used trail.
Now notice he said white oak because for some reason out of the oaks, whitetail love the white oak.
They're sweeter.
Yeah, the sweet taste.
Yep.
So that's going to give you a food source also for them to come to.
So how high up are you going? Look, I'm still stuck on this.
My rope that holds my bow for my climber, because I'm gonna find my height every time you go up, is just over 20 foot.
Okay.
So I know that my bottom platform is going to be about 20 foot when I'm up, and my bow is.
You start feel that weight.
I feel the weight.
Gotcha.
So, give or take, because if you're on an angle, depending on where the bow is compared to the downside of the tree, but that's how I do it. And then my lock-ons are normally 20-foot section sticks. So.
Yeah, and honestly, for my hang-ons, I'm probably in the same boat, about 18 to 25 feet.
Is there anything special about that height other than...
In Pennsylvania, the deer will still walk out and look right up at you.
Really?
So. It seems that might be a canopy area. I mean, like a lower canopy is why that kind of is ingrained in our heads for that height.
Yeah, but that's also going to depend on where you're at. Like when I'm up at the cabin, I only have to get about 10 foot up off the ground. Now I'm up over the mountain laurel, and I can see just as far as I could see if I was 20 or 25 foot up. So it depends where you're at and what you're comfortable with, because that's the other thing.
And then
I could put you up 25 foot and you might be able to see better, but if you're shaking like a leaf the whole time, you're better off moving down to 10.
Yeah.
I like to, and we were saying about trails, I like to be like 5 yards off, because I feel like the angle from 20 feet with 5 yards away from the base of your tree, I feel, for me personally, I feel like that's a good shooting angle. It's not, you're not completely down on top of it. You're not at like a so far out, your yardage kind of messes with you on the angle of just the visual yardage. So like for me, I like 5 yards off a trail, 5 to 10 really, I guess. But
thanks. Great info for a beginner like me, especially since
I mean, that's archery season for firearms. You can be right on the field edge if you're going to hunt a field. With a nice ladder stand, you can be right on the field edge where you're 50 to 100 yards from some trails that are going to go out into the field.
Yeah.
Does anything with uphill, downhill in relation to the trail? Would you rather be downhill looking uphill, or being uphill looking downhill onto the trail?
I would tell you that's probably more. What's more important there is the prevailing wind direction.
Okay.
So you want to be upwind or downwind from a particular trail based on what the wind direction is, primarily.
Gotcha.
The thing I've found is that deer will look straight across at you if you're on a downhill side, because you're 20 foot up, and they happen to be
eye level.
That's one thing I think about a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's secondary to the prevailing wind, of course.
Okay.
So.
And the last thing I'll say, because I know we're probably running up on time again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Last thing I want to point out is when it comes to rifle season and stand placement, the best recommendation I can give, and you can ask my younger brother who just killed the best buck I've seen come out of this piece of state forest upstate just this past year, edges. You want to put that stand, whether it's a hang-on, a climber, a ladder, whatever it is, ground blind, or anything, you want to put it on an edge of something. You want to be able to see some distance, but you want to be next to the thick stuff.
The transition edges.
Those transition edges like that are perfect because you'll get the occasional deer breaking through the open that just came out of another thick spot, maybe was chased out. But most of the time in Pennsylvania woods in rifle season, deer aren't just meandering through the big open area. You can put a stand up on the edge of some big open piece of timber where you can see 300-400 yards. You won't see a deer all day. But you can put it on the edge of that piece of property where you can see 300-400 yards to your left and you can see 30 yards to your right. And on the right-hand side, you'll have 50 deer come through.
Gotcha.
So find your edges, those transition areas.
Yeah, that's
edge of a hardwoods and swamp, or hardwood thicket and some kind of a pine bottom. You know,
yes, when I was talking about the field, like right on the field edge, if you can be in the thickest part of woods, if the thicket's behind you, that's where it's at. If it's mature forest right behind you, again, if you can see for too far, it's probably, but they're going to be moving slow behind you to the side of you in that thick stuff.
Yep.
So,
excellent. Thanks, guys.
I think you said it best. I mean, other than just finding those heavy trails and either putting a trail cam out for confirmation, other than hoof tracks, there nothing beats that solid recon. Like if you're seeing constant hoof tracks,
oh yeah,
they're there. They're not there.
Well,
not.
My dad's stand in the private property we have this past year, there was does going by every other day at 9:00, and we knew that from the trail cam. But we had no time to hunt those, the early part of October where the does were going through at that time. So it was like you never saw from his stand, we weren't seeing deer. And then in the rut, he had a buck come through and he was able to harvest it. But the best part about the trail cam is the time. You're seeing the tracks and you're getting confirmation on the tracks, but the trail cam is showing you what time they're active in that area.
Right.
So
I keep saying this, but one last thing. Those heavy trails that have all kinds of traffic on them, and maybe this is why I go 20 feet off of those, or instead of the distance that Deaky was talking about, I'll back off of them a little bit further. And this is probably just something that was ingrained into my head a long time ago, but I had people telling me.
Engraved.
Yeah. The mature buck won't use the same trails as the rest of your deer. They will be, 5 to 15 yards downwind of those trails because they won't use the heavy trails. Mm-hmm. They'll stay in the thicker cover, but they'll be on the downwind side of them so they can scent check them all the time.
Yeah.
I'll put myself off those main trails by 20 yards. So if something does come down it, that's a chip shot. But if something comes down, 10 yards off that trail, well, now I might as well just take it right to the taxidermist.
Warm up the truck.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And, I'm always a meat hunter. And so I don't know that I'm always following the biggest bucks and this and that. I'm just looking for opportunity. And right now, honestly, and I'm just, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but like I am looking for high percentage.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I hear
and
you.
we all are, but like that's me. Like I want heavy traffic. I want,
When my daughter was 10, she shot a buck that's outscored anything I've killed yet. I don't have the patience to wait for him.
Right.
So I'm happy with anything legal.
Right.
And every deer is a trophy.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even quantifying that by the weapon taken with.
Or the
Every
jerky
deer.
we're eating tonight.
I was going to say trophy in my freezer.
In my mouth.
Yum yum. Oh, there's a piece left.
there's a couple pieces left.
Sorry,
bud.
y'all.
I've never been able to eat a wrestling trophy.
Oh, what?
You need more pepper.
The trophy that I won wrestling. but when I go out into the woods. It's great.
Thanks for breaking that down, guys. That was good information.
Stevie, you got to fill some more topics in that hat.
Get those
We get some
topics
fishing
rolling.
stuff in there.
You don't want me putting topics in there.
I've got about 65 topics. I'm
I
ready to
know
load
it.
up in that thing.
I think you sent us
Recharge.
about another 100 or something like that the other day.
So the topic is, I think, working really, really well.
Oh, yeah.
This is something that I am very, growing fond of.
It's fun.
I like it.
It's okay. No,
I'm still on the
loves it.
fence.
no, I like it. It's good. It's making us think. It's giving us. It's letting I've been around you guys for a while, but it's getting me to know some of your opinions, some of your thoughts on some situations. I didn't know that Ryan likes lock-on stands that much.
Love them. I shower with them like my turkey decoys.
Yeah, man.
That whole shower with your turkey. You need to wash your new decoy from
That's
Avian
funny.
X is mind blowing to
It's
me.
not necessarily washing; it's the hot air in the shower, and when you inflate it back up, it helps it return back. It softens the plastic. Plus, the hot air helps the air inside of the decoy expand and give it its most full form.
Nice.
Therefore, you don't look like a misshaped blob,
Nobody wants a misshaped Jake.
especially with the eyesight of a
Not in
turkey.
their shower.
Okay.
For sure.
Hey, speaking of turkey. Speaking of turkey.
So
Yeah.
turkey
Speaking
giveaway.
of turkey giveaway,
Yeah.
we announced our winner tonight.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, congratulations, Jerry Lamb.
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
Got some nice stuff. There's
Tipton Creek.
Yeah, Tipton Creek calls.
Oh, that was
tough to give
an
away,
awesome
guys.
giveaway. Yeah.
So
So congratulations,
Congratulations.
Jerry. And we've got our next giveaway coming up here, not too distant future.
what's it going to be, bud?
We're going to leave that a surprise.
come on.
No, we got.
I don't even know what it is. It's kind of eating
exactly.
I would tell the whole world if I knew what it was.
I know you would, bud, but the whole world's not ready for this one.
Bass fishing package.
Phil, just tell it.
I can't.
An all expenses paid Russian boar
Ryan's
helicopter
closer.
sturgeon spearing trip. Yes.
But
Hosted by Carrie Zoka.
Keep your eye out for the next one.
Yep, they're good stuff. Guys, where can they find us?
This is all you, Ryan.
So you can check us out at rutandriverpursuits.com. Make sure you download the podcast. iTunes, Google,
Stitcher.
Play, Stitcher, Castbox.
Castbox.
Leave a review.
Absolutely leave a review.
Those are some good reviews.
do
Brad Shambach and Adventure Jimmy from Span the Void are all about Overcast.
I think that's the name of it.
Are we on Overcast?
Yeah, well, that's all Brad uses, so we have to be.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's so many out there.
No, there are, but they love Overcast.
Well, good.
Love
I
it.
like when it's sunny.
Pick one and subscribe.
Absolutely. Find
I
the
like
podcast.
tree edges.
You can also find us on all of your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look, do your searching.
On the
Rut and
YouTube.
River
Check out the
Pursuits.
YouTube.
And don't forget the YouTube channel, Rut and River Pursuit Podcast. Check them all out.
Like,
Find
share,
us.
subscribe. Do what you do.
Do
You know how to do it.
what you do. You found us to hear this, and you're loving it, so keep it going.
Did we get a new review on iTunes?
Yeah, the Foul Hunter, he gave us a 5-star review.
Nice.
He said, super dudes with genuine passion for the outdoors. Incredibly entertaining group of great guys who put together some awesome, solid content through a quality production.
You stop it, Billy.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Thank you, man.
That was awful nice.
I don't think there's anything foul about you at all.
Ooh, I see what you did there. I like it.
Thanks, guys.
Dylan16 gave us a review a couple weeks ago. I don't know if we mentioned it in
We
any of
did.
the podcast. He gave us
Shout him out.
Yeah, so he gave us a down to earth. They're down to earth. Okay, a great group of guys with a huge passion for the outdoors and sharing their knowledge and experience in the outdoors. They are down to earth and relatable, which can be hard to find in a podcast these days. These guys have a blast together, and
can't argue with that.
You can hear it through their stories and love for the outdoors.
For decoys.
Yeah, catching memories is his ending there.
Nice.
So, he's definitely a listener. So thank you, Dylan16 and Foul Hunter. You guys are awesome.
All right, guys. Good luck Saturday.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I can't wait, bud.
Can't wait to hear the stories about it, guys.
Rig 'em weedless.
Give me a
See ya.
Shoot him in the face.
Bam.
Peace.
You pull the cord and it turns into a swan.
Stop it.
I'm alive. That's what that means. When you see the swan, the bathing swan, that means I'm alive. and well, I'm thriving.
Oh my.
Not just surviving. He's thriving. I like it. I wasn't sure how to bring this up, but Stevie talked to me about this worm farm idea of his. And he told me if I get 5 people.
He told me the same thing. I need to get 5 people to sign up too.
You get 5 people under you.
Worm of the month.
$6 Eagle feeding stamp. Thank you very much.